Good morning, Destiny players, and welcome to a new build video. This time, a viewer request. I do those if I have the exotic needed. In this one, the viewer requested one based around Lucky Pants. So I am Bladeburger, your local what am I even doing guy, and welcome to the video. As usual, do the stuff every YouTuber tells you to do, minus sponsorship stuff for now, and let's get into the video. To start, the Lucky Pants. These boots' exotic perk is illegally modded holster. When you ready a fully loaded hand cannon that deals either kinetic damage or a damage type matching your subclass, each hit from that hand cannon increases the damage of the next shot up to 10 times for a short time. Hand cannons also ready and stow faster, and while the damage is being increased, they also get airborne effectiveness, I guess. I would say it also has built-in hand cannon holster like it did last season, but that's gone weirdly. Probably something to do with the mod overhaul. Anyways, let's get to more specifics. When you land the first shot when a legally modded holster is ready, you get 5.5 seconds according to LightGG to go all out. After this timer runs out, or you are unable to land a shot while the perk is ready, you get 10 seconds where you can't use the perk again. The damage is currently the biggest damage buff in the game, with each stack adding 60% damage for a total of a whopping 600% damage over base. Exotics are calculated differently. Now that we know what it does, let's get into the build and some more stuff. Hey, just gonna cut in. This is Burger post testing a lot of it, post doing my script. Yeah, you can see on screen, you really can't tell when you have the cooldown of 10 seconds on your screen because there is so many buffs and debuffs going on the screen. So this build is almost even more jank to use than I had originally anticipated because you won't be able to see the buffs to see if your damage buff is active or not, or if it's ready, or if the cooldown is going on. Yeah, Bungie really needs to do something about this 4 buff window. Yep, that's all. Goodbye. When figuring out how these boots worked, it got me thinking, what stacks with it? I was actually surprised by how much did. Vorpal? Yep. Radiant? Yep. Surges? Also yep. So much stacks with this exotic, so let's break it. To start, the weapon choice. Malfeasance does an absolutely ridiculous amount of damage with Lucky Pants, so that's the hand cannon we want to have ready whenever we go to blow our load. Giggity. But of course, we can do better. What's better than 1 hand cannon? 2 hand cannons. What's better than 2? Well, 3 of course. Our super's a hand cannon, by the way. Our second hand cannon is Trust, with Surplus and Vorpal. This is where the build can diverge a bit, as Trust isn't necessarily the one you need to run, but if you can get a good one, go right ahead. Any energy hand cannon works, just replace the harmonic or solar nonsense with whatever element works for the hand cannon you want to run alongside Malfeasance. Now, to the class. Radiant is the goal. For super, either Golden Gun works as they both benefit from Radiant. Deadshot Golden Gun is my choice here as our boss damage is Lucky Pants and Malfeasance, so Ad Clear can be relegated to the super. For dodge, Acrobat's dodge. Dodging gives Radiant. It does have a longer cooldown, but that's okay. For melee, weighted throwing knife. Wind up and throw a pretty big knife that deals extra precision damage and ignites scorched enemies. Precision kills with it immediately recharge your class ability. For grenade, aim for any damage based one. I'm using swarm grenade because I'm bad at aiming. Next, for aspects, knock 'em down. This aspect buffs your supers and allows any final blow with your throwing knife while radiant to refill it. Next is on your mark. Precision kills give you and nearby allies weapon movement buff for a short time. Stacks up to 3 times and dodging puts it right to 3. For fragments, we're all in on radiant. Ember of Solace, where radiant and restoration buffs applied to you last longer. Ember of Torches, powered melee attacks make you and nearby allies radiant. So with this and knock 'em down, you pretty much get infinite throwing knives. This will come up in a later, but when I can actually get a good Anthracis Embrace, please bungo into my knife thing. Ember of Mercy, where when you revive an ally, you and allies nearby gain restoration. Additionally, picking up a fire spread grants restoration alongside its normal effect of giving grenade energy. Useful because our recovery stat is currently 8. Ember of Tempering, solar weapon kills give you and nearby allies an increase in health regen. Stacks up to 3 times, and while active, any solar weapon kill generates a fire sprite. Another reason why we have the Trust. Ember of Benevolence, applying restoration, cure, or radiant to allies buffs the regeneration of your non-super abilities for a short time. With these aspects and fragments, we can have Radiant up at all times for us and our allies, get numerous throwing knives, and keep constantly healing with all the fire sprites we make. It's a pretty nice combo that works out well and takes our build into overdrive. Now to the stats, artifact perks, and mods. For stats, mobility and resilience are a priority. Mobility for our class ability recharge, and resilience because I read somewhere that it combats flinch. It also helps to not die. For artifact perks, Authorized mods for solar and grenades. Reduces the cost of them by quite a bit. Not super needed as we have enough space for what we want without it. We also have Solar Surge. Collecting a fire sprite grants an armor charge. Very great perk for this, but not needed for the build. I try to keep artifact perks out of the build usually. Now to the mods. Here's a quick overview of the mods. You can screenshot to your delight, then leave. I will not be offended. Let's begin. On Helmet, Kinetic Targeting. Improves a bunch of stats for kinetic weapons, mostly to buff malfeasance, but this is a flex style really. We also have a Siphon mod for both solar and kinetic, so both our hand cannons can generate orbs of power. On the gauntlets, Impact Induction. Causing damage with a melee gives grenade energy. Heavy-handed, powered melee kills generate an orb of power. Firepower. Grenade kills create an orb of power. On chest piece, literally run whatever that isn't a yellow colored mod. Triple charged up? Sure. Triple resist mods? Sure. Chest piece doesn't have a lot going on with it currently. On boots, we have a weapon surge for kinetic and solar. While we have an armor charge that now decays, we gain a bonus to any weapon damage based on the surge. Currently, surge is stacked with everything that exists in the game. We also have innervation. Orbs of power give grenade energy. On class item, double time dilation. Decaying armor charges last longer, up to now 18 seconds. We also have a single copy of Bomber. Using our class ability gives grenade energy. Only one, as we really don't need anything for our melee or class ability cooldowns. They do that stuff with other junk on the class. Now how does this build play? It's pretty jank. The way I'm personally using it is that I main one hand cannon, usually Trust, until a beefy target pops up, then swap to the damage dealing hand cannon to erase the beefy boy faster than Epstein's flight log. Heyo. It'll take a bit of getting used to when running this build, as you have to keep the 10-second cooldown on your mind when swapping from a heavy, or just impulse rapid tapping Y when you're impatient. It's a massive powerhouse and champion killer, and pretty versatile. This build has healing, ability spam, and big damage all in one. Try it out today and let me know what you think. Any edits I'll do, I'll put a pinned comment with what I do below. Thank you for watching. Do the stuff the algorithm likes. See you all in the next one. Join my Discord. Blade Burger out.